Hello, hello. Alright. So I got a thing. And I waited to open it until now. I think this is a little bit older. I think this collab is from like last year. Year before. Something like that. A date new. I can't find a date. It might be on the makeup itself. But I do know that I did just get this on Amazon, so nothing should be expired, or at least it had better not be, because that would be infuriating. Because a lot of times they make the collab and then they just keep making it for a while, so I'm hoping that that's the case, kind of like how the Alice in Wonderland one did. If you're wondering, I was going to do a thing with some of the Alice in Wonderland stuff, and then the palette came in busted, and both of the lipsticks came in screwed up. And I'm just like, that's concerning. The reveal with the very, very obvious quote on there. My dearest friend, if you don't mind, I'd like to join you by your side. So, this comes with a whole bunch of things. I'm just going to pull this out so I can put the big box down. Obviously, I'm keeping the fucking box. You don't throw this box away. Obviously. So, it comes with the highlighter palette. Oh, I forgot. I made myself bigger. Because, well, I kind of needed to show that box. The highlighter palette. This is a liquid highlighter, which is a thing I've never played with. To be fair, I usually only use the palettes for things. I like to use them for when I want to do a little bit of eyeshadow, but not like so much. And because the highlighter tends to be a lot more translucent, it kind of works because it's like, oh, there's something on your eye, but it's not overly doing things. This is a primer, Oogie Boogie's primer. It concerningly is snot green. Okay. A snot green primer. Alright, cool. Again, I've only ever used spray primers, so that's going to be fun to screw with. This is a highlighter and contour stick. You're going to find really quickly that I mostly do SFX makeup, which does not usually include that much highlighting in the way that you would normally. But I feel like doing an SFX makeup with specifically Nightmare Before Christmas things is in fact a valid thing. So, I don't know. I might do that. I might not. It probably won't be in this video if I do. But we'll see how I feel by the end of this. The adorable little palette. I actually appreciate when they do the palettes this size because they're easier to carry around. The Alice in Wonderland one is rather large. These are, I think they're multi-sticks. They're like both eyeliner and lip liner. That's because that's how Wet n Wild usually does. Yeah, I'm going to assume they're multi-sticks until told otherwise. Which, I mean, I could look at the box, but then I'd have to go back there, and I don't want to. Also, all of the things are named off of their things. The only sad part about these is that you can't see the names of them without flipping it over. Whereas with the Alice in Wonderland one, because they gave you more room, they had the names of each of the shades right underneath. You are a mascara, which is swell because my eyelashes are actually pretty dark, so I don't usually need a mascara except for untangling and getting them to not clump up. Because my eyelashes just naturally want to stick together. It's obnoxious. So I actually usually use a clear mascara, which is a weird thing that most people don't really think about existing. These are, I think they're nourishing lip oil, like lip tints. Yeah. They're like lip glosses, but Wet n Wild always makes their lip glosses like oily. So they're like a not oily in a bad way, like oily in a nourishing way. There's the other one. You got all three of them. And then you have your actual regular, like, glittery lip oils. Ba-ba-da-ba. Yeah. So this is the Mayor and Oogie Boogie. And these are, like, tinted lip oils. So these are like that. Whereas these are more like liquid lip. I think these are liquid lipsticks. I should probably just grab the box and stop trying to guess, huh? Alright. Contour stick, primer serum, body illuminator. So it's a highlighter, but you can use it wherever the hell you want. Which, quite frankly, you can use that with any highlighter. Blush lighter palette. So I'm guessing... Oh, okay, yeah, because the middle one is a blush. So it's one blush and two highlighters. Why is my voice so weird today? Anyway. They're color changing lip oils. That makes more sense. But also kind of makes me sad because I do like that purple and I would 100% just wear that purple. So hopefully it doesn't change too much. Shimmer liquid eyeshadow. Wait, what? Which one of you wear a liquid eyeshadow? What? Wait, what? I don't think these were liquid eyeshadows. They don't say on them. That's a thing that they might want to fix. Alright, I will check on the thing. Oh, shimmer liquid eyeliner. Okay, so that might be these. That would make more sense. And then lip and cheek color is these. And then the obvious, the eye and face palette. Alright. I think we figured it out. Yeah. Where am I going to keep this? It goes well with my already existing decor. But, like, if I want to put a diorama in it. This might become another craft project later. So keep your eye out on that, because I'm thinking I could put a cool Nightmare Before Christmas kind of diorama in this. And then it can, like, be cool and it can hang on the wall. And then you're like, ooh, what's in there? And then you open it and it's like, oh, that makes sense. I feel like that makes sense. Anyway, keep an eye out because that will probably end up becoming a craft project at some point. I just got to figure out what kind of diorama I'm going to put in there. Alright. So, strangely, this didn't come with any of the brushes, which is a little bit odd because most of the time when they do box sets like that, it comes with some of the brushes. Just to, like, give you a starting thing. Because that makes sense. I'm just going to double check on the Amazon listing to make sure that I did, in fact, guess which things are which correctly. Because that feels a little important before I start shoving things on my face. Probably probably should not shove things on my face without doing that. Yeah, see, a lot of the other ones come with, like, at least a couple of the brushes, or, like, the beauty blenders, or something. This one didn't come with those, so that's a little odd. I'm not surprised, because it did come with a lot of stuff, but I don't know. It feels like if you're going to send out a PR box, you should include the things that you're going to need to apply the things that are in the box. And this is considered a PR box. You can just also buy it as the thing. Yeah, it looks like I got all of the things correctly. Alright, so now I guess we do the thing where we swatch, which is a thing that I've literally never done before. I know, you're like, what? How are you a female and you don't... I don't go to the higher end beauty places that let you... All of my makeup is drugstore. I'm just gonna say it. I am allergic to many, many things. And strangely, and for some reason, cheap makeup does not make my skin break out. Similarly, cheap perfume does not make my skin break out. But if I go and get like a more expensive perfume, 9 times out of 10, it's going to leave a red mark wherever I sprayed it. So, I don't have explanations for this. I'm just telling you how it goes. That's also why I love Wet n Wild so much, because they're a drugstore brand, but they also do a lot of collabs with brands and things that I like, which means I can get a little bit of both worlds, if that makes sense. I have never had any problem with Wet n Wild causing me to break out. So, we are going to hope today is not the day that they change that. But I've been using Wet n Wild since I was a child. So, hopefully, they didn't just suddenly decide to be like, well, what if instead we caused you pain? And again, I don't do beauty things. This isn't going to be me being like, ew, yes, this does... No. I'm here to show you the colors. I'm here to tell you at least a little bit how I think they work, or how I think they're looking. And if enough of you say something in the comments about wanting more, then hey, I can do a probably SFX kind of Scully thing, because that's... What else are you going to do with the Nightmare Before Christmas collaboration? I don't know what you would do with that. We're going to take my palest part of my skin, and if I recall correctly, you are supposed to do the serum first. This one is called Scaring is Caring. It would be great if any of my cameras ever functioned. I desperately need to get better camera for at least the art portion, but hey, whatever. No, yeah, good. It looks like a little ball of snot. I'm sure that's fine. I am a child. Ooh. So, I've never used a thing like this, obviously. Like I said, I've always used the spray-on primers. So I've never used a rubbing in one. It has no smell. Scratch that. It smells like all of your basic, this is a nut oil lotions. The scentless nut oil lotions, that's what it smells like. Yeah. Alright. So, I know typically you want to use your finger to do the thing, But who the hell is doing their makeup with their finger? So, I'm going to use a brush for the thing. Because again, who the absolute hell is using their finger to apply their makeup? I mean, I do it when I want really harsh contour lines. Because that's an easy way to do it. But nobody is using their finger to apply their makeup. Let's just be honest. So we're gonna start with this gold. This gold highlighter. Ooh. She came out right away. Yeah. So I'm going to show them on here, and then I'm going to show them on the other camera. But she came out immediately. They didn't include the names of the highlighters in this on this. It's just the brush lighter palette. I guess that makes sense. Not everything needs cute Nightmare Before Christmas themed names. She lied. And the purple one is the one I'm excited about because I have a lighter skin tone. So I almost exclusively use purple blushes too. And that is actually gorgeous. I know it's supposed to be a highlighter, but I might end up just using that as a blush. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And I'm not doing any, like, trying to blend thing. Obviously, I'm just kind of striping them on. As you do. But, how is this blush? Alright, the blush is a little bit paler, but I guess that might be a look that you would want. Let's see if we build if she comes. Yeah, there she is. Alright, it takes a little bit of layering to get the blush. To get to a dark color, but if you want a more subtle blush, you only need like one stripe. So the highlighter palette, hold on. Trying to get it. There we go. The blush lighter palette seems like it's doing its thing pretty well. And then, hold on, I must stab. But did you go through enough that I can actually get you to peel off? There we go. To the surprise of no one, I did in fact do a dumb and forget to bring makeup cleaning cloths in here. Which, again, this is a surprise to absolutely no one. No one can possibly be surprised by me doing dumb things anymore. If you are, then you must be new. Hi, hello. I do dumb things a lot. So here is... Come on, camera. Come on, camera. Alright, can you see it on here? A little bit. So the names are Fright, Creepin' Cute, Sew and Go, Skull, Stitches, Full Moon, Scream, My Bugs, Shadow, Dice Roll, What's This? Sandy Claus, Good Boy, Nightshade, Frog's Breath, and Nightmare. Which, I mean, that makes sense. I'm gonna see if I can do it in nice little patches, squares, since there's a lot of colors here. Let's see if I can make a patchwork arm. Ba-do-doo. Ooh, alright, so immediately it is a little bit crumbly. Which I'm kind of weirdly used to with with them. This one's a nice little skin tone. Let me make sure that I'm... Hold on. There we go. That one's a nice little skin tone, or at least it would be if I weren't a pale as hell person. That makes sense. Hold on. I need a better solution to that, for that. There we go. Alright, most Wet n Wilds do need like 2 to 3 layers to get a nice cover, especially the glitters. So that's pretty normal. But this pale purple is actually... I had a lot more hopes for the pale purple, but the pale purple does not give much color to it. The pale purple I feel like would work better as a highlighter than like a thing. Here, I'm just gonna hold this with this hand. That makes more sense, huh? I think this white is gonna fall into the same category, where it works better as a highlighter. Which is fine. There are a lot of eyeshadows that typically just work better as a highlighter because they just don't have much pigment. And it could also, again, just be my pale skin. I have incredibly pale skin, as you can see. So colors that are white or that don't have as much pigment don't do as much for me. This blue, though, is quite nice. Yeah, that blue is pretty good. Ooh, that purple showed up nice and quick. I appreciate that. Ooh, that bronze showed up really quickly too. That one only needs like 1 layer. So the thing that they do really well, in my experience, the thing that Wet n Wild does incredibly well is metallics. Ooh, I almost missed this bright glitter yellow. So this is just a glitter gel. You're not gonna get color out of it. It's basically just golden glitter in a gel. And that's cool. I like to throw it on my lid sometimes. Usually I do it like around the eyebrows. Ooh. That dark blue is here immediately, actually. I like that. I appreciate that. Me vaguely attempting to clean out the brush a little bit before I dip it into the next color. Alright. That is a nice dark dirty gold, which I kind of like. I use colors like that a lot, actually. But I am running out of arm room, and I do have like 5 more colors. So actually I have 6 more colors. This is the same kind of dirty concept, but with a silver. It's giving gunmetal vibes, which I love. You're just occasionally going to have to deal with my arm taking up the entire screen, because I have to hold the paper. That one is really good. Alright, so far I think this red is my favorite. Yeah. Ooh. This jelly one doesn't want to come out. It seems like the thing that they tend to struggle with more is their glitters. It's got a nice color once it's out. You just gotta get it to come out. Nice, deep kind of reddy taupey kind of purpley thing. I have high hopes for this blue though. Don't disappoint me. Ooh, okay. I do like that blue. Let me see if I can get it to build a little deeper. There we go. Alright. And then what kind of Nightmare Before Christmas palette wouldn't have a black, honestly? Oh, that is actually a really good black. I don't know if the glitter is actually in there or if the glitter is just left over on my brush from the ridiculous amount of glitters that are in here. Honestly, I'm not mad at either of those options, to be completely honest with you. I do like me some glitters in my black. I am a black unicorn. I want to be sparkly and also dark. So, let's see if I can do the thing where I show you the thing like this. There we go. Now you can see all of the colors in slightly different lighting. Very slightly different, but you know what? It's what I got. I quite like those. But now I have to clean all this off. I'll be back. Alright, that actually cleaned off pretty nicely, which I've literally never had a problem with Wet n Wild not cleaning off nicely. There's a couple glitters left over, but that's to be expected anytime you use the craft herpes. Which, let's be honest, is kind of what glitter is. Alright. I'm not entirely sure how these are going to work because this highlighter has no glitter in it or anything. So I think it's just a white. Yeah, this is just a white cream. So that's a little bit disappointing, but also, again, I mostly do horror makeup. I'm 100% going to use it. I'm just not entirely sure that a normal person would use it. And as expected, the other end is far too dark for me. So I guess the other thing that we need to do is see how well they spread out, which they do spread pretty well. As you can see, that's almost gone now. And I didn't apply that much pressure when I wiped over it. So that's good at least. There we go. Oh, okay. Well, these are slightly annoying to my brain because I can never get them to work right. But here is the one liquid eyeliner, the Oogie Boogie Green. It is called Dare to Play, which makes sense. The Gambling Man. Yeah, I'm gonna be 100% honest. I don't know if a regular person would use this, but I do know that it would work really well for SFX. But I'm just like, I don't see why you would choose just a cream white highlighter when it's supposed to be a highlighter. Most people who are doing a highlighter look want it because it has glitter and stuff in it. And this is a white eyeliner, it appears. A white pearly highlighter, or not highlighter, eyeliner. Brain. This one is called Zero to Hero. Woo! On camera, it's really doing the glitters. It's actually kind of fun, the white one is. Because, again, my pale heckin' skin. You almost can't tell that there's eyeliner there, except when the light hits it. There's not really a way to test on a hand. Looks like a pretty average spoolie. And I'm not gonna play the game of try to put it on my face. So, just being honest. We're not gonna do the, hey, will it do the thing? No. This is a body highlighter, so this is like a all over. It has this handy dandy little drippy dropper. Ooh, that is glittery. Ooh. Ooh. That is very glittery. So, I don't know if the camera's gonna catch it, but that's like iridescent hollowy glitter in there. So it's shifting purples, blues, pinks. It's like a party highlighter. And you could spread it out so it can go everywhere instead of just on that, and then you've got it kind of everywhere, which was maybe not the best idea for me to do, but you know what, here we are. I'm never going to be mad at having tiny micro glitters on me. As long as they're like makeup safe, obviously, because tiny macro glitters do not do good in water. Alright, there's the one that I was a little bit concerned about. As you can see, I am wiping. Eyeliners, I guess, are the thing that you expect to stick onto your face longer even after you try to wipe it off. So I'm not surprised by that. I am kind of surprised by how much it kind of stained, though. I mean, you could still see that it's there, even if you can't see it incredibly well on the camera. I guess, so I've always viewed eyeliners as like the one thing that I expect to stick more when I'm trying to scrub it off. So I'm not upset by it. Although I am a little bit concerned about how much that green just kind of stained on there. But, you know, here we are. Now we have Barrel of Scares. Oh, the highlighter. What was the highlighter called? I think it was like, yeah, Light the Way. That makes sense. I'm gonna say, I'm pretty sure that one was a reference to his lady nose. It's Light the Way. That makes sense. This one, I'm not even gonna lie, this is the one that I was going to buy by itself if I couldn't get the PR package. Because that is exactly the kind of shade that I'm normally wearing. It's a deep kind of berry dark color that is just what I'm usually wearing. And then we have On Lockdown, which is our little devil red. And these are all the same, like, buttery, matte thing Wet n Wild's kind of known for. And I feel like this one's kind of right in between Shock Value. Yeah. I'm not even gonna lie, Barrel of Scares is the one that I was 100% getting, even if I couldn't get my hands on this whole situation. Barrel of Scares was the one that I was 100%. And I'm almost certainly going to repurchase it if it still exists. But these are actually pretty dang big containers for like a lip. For like a liquid lip. So even then. Alright, now let's see what these change into. I think Oogie's goes from this kind of snot green to a pink, if I recall correctly. Yeah, it's like a pale pink. You can't really see it on camera because I am also a kind of a pale pink. Oops. Oh, they both kind of basically turned to almost the same shade. So Oogie Boogie's Truth or Scare just becomes a pale pink. And then Two-Faced, which is the mayor, becomes like a really pale purple that's almost exactly the same shade. Let's see if we can, again, show it up here. This camera's a little bit better, but not like massively. Yeah, you can see the color a little bit better there. But they're almost identical shades, and that makes me sad. Because I wanted the purple one to stay purplier. Especially with how dramatic the change from green to pink is. A change from purple to pink is significantly less dramatic. And if you're going to call it Two-Faced, it should go from like purple to maybe like a red or a blue. Or like, and I get blue is not like a normally wearable color or whatever. But you called it Two-Faced. If you're going to call it Two-Faced, make it a little bit double-crossy. That's kind of how I feel. But yeah, it just became almost exactly the same shade as the other one. So that's disappointing. The good news is they do stain well. Because they are like oil stains. And even after I'm going over it like this, you can still pretty clearly see, maybe, you can still pretty clearly see the lip stains. So at least they're going to stick on very well, excuse me. But like, I'm disappointed that they became almost exactly the same shade. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Anyway, that was a rundown of what comes in the Nightmare Before Christmas Wet n Wild box. If you want me to do more weird makeup reviewy things, let me know. Because in spite of my looks, I do enjoy makeup. I just enjoy it in a very different way than most females. Yeah. Anywho, also let me know if you want me to do the Nightmare Before Christmas face paint, skull paint, corpse paint thing. Yeah. Anywho, toodaloo.